Welcome back to episode 15 of the Closing Time Podcast. I've got two guests with me today because my partner in crime, Travis Blayton, was too busy for us. Flaked out on me a little bit today. So we are supplementing with two extreme superstars in the mortgage business. And so I will introduce both Alex and Maddie here in just a second. But I wanted to welcome you back. This is episode 15. So we are further into the podcast than we ever expected to be. And we appreciate you guys being along for the ride with us. First, I'm going to introduce Alex Huggins. Alex has been with the Palmetto Mortgage Group for a year. Not quite.
A year in June.
A year in June. 20-year vet in finance industry and banking, has been a loan officer working with realtors on what I would call the real loan officer side of the business since 2016. And is an incredible member of our team, and we're very glad you're here, man. So why don't you just take a minute and kind of give a little bit about your background and what you think about PMG so far?
Yes, so I started in banking and credit unions on the branch side in 2003. Worked my way up from really, I guess you'd say, the bottom to managing branches until 2016, where I just kind of fell into the mortgage side, and at a bank until did a couple of switcheroos. I moved companies from the bank, went back to the bank, and then I've been here, like I said, since June of last year, and love it. Love the exposure I'm getting with real estate agents and referral partners, and then honestly learning from you, learning from Travis. It's been great. Love the team.
Well, we're glad you're
It's a
here,
lot
man,
of fun.
for sure. I mean, you're a superstar, and we're excited about you being here and looking forward to what you're going to bring going forward. You did pop off in January, had one of your best months ever, I think, right?
Had my third best month ever, best January. So looking forward to keeping that trend going.
I was telling somebody this the other day about because we're having a good month this month, and I was like, yeah, it's great until April 1st comes around and I'm unemployed again, and it's always the next month. And so some people don't like that pressure. The people that get addicted to the business, like Maddie clearly has proven to be so far, do end up feeding off of it and loving it. So again, we're glad you're here, man.
I'm excited. It's been fun.
Maddie, on to you. The newest generation of future loan officers. You're 21 years old?
21.
Been with us for about the same time as Alex has, right?
Yep, started 2 weeks before Alex, I think.
So you are not the new person. Alex is the new person?
Alex and Sabrina were the new people. You guys just called me new girl and intern until I earned my way out of that spot.
Have you at this point earned your way out of
I
that?
think I have.
Okay.
She has.
Anyway,
Thank you.
do the same thing. Give me a 2-minute background of you and how you got here and what you think.
Yeah, so I in June hit a really low point in my life and was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm making no money. This is terrible. I don't know what I'm doing. I dropped out of school and needed something to do with my life because my mom told me to go get myself a real job. So I was like, okay. And a video of Brian popped up on my TikTok For You page, and I was like, oh, this is cool. What does this guy do? And I went down this whole loan rabbit hole, and I was like, yeah, I'm not ever going to be smart enough to do that. So I got off of it and was scrolling on Indeed one day, and something for Cross Country Mortgage came up, and I was like, that sounds familiar. And I put the connection together that it was Brian. So I emailed him and asked him for an interview, and he took me on. And yeah, I've just been learning every day since then, trying to get in the game. I have really great mentors and people to learn from.
So I have been interviewing people since 2005, to hire and bring people on board. And I've said this before, I'm going to kind of blow you up here a little bit. You were,
Thanks.
in 20 years, the best interview I've ever had in my whole entire career.
Thank you.
That's literally the reason you got the job.
Thank you.
Even though Matt, my boss Matt, tells me that the only reason you got hired is because at the time you were my oldest daughter's cheer coach, and I was vying for her to get the head cheerleader position.
Okay, to clarify, people are always like, you coached Whitley, you coached Brian's kid. But when I went into my interview, I genuinely had no idea. After the fact, I found out that, oh yeah, I'd seen you in passing when I first started coaching when I was 15, and knew the family, knew Whitley, knew your wife, but I didn't actually know you. I think the whole thing was just such a God thing that our paths crossed again. And yeah.
I remember I texted my wife Lauren after our interview. I was like, hey, this girl, that's the cheer coach, right?
Right.
And it didn't matter at that point. I mean, that was an added, I guess, kind of cool connection, but
Right.
we were going to bring you on either way. And you have. You came on as an intern. You've gotten a couple of pay raises since then. You've earned your way out of that. not quite officially yet. We're still calling her new girl, but I'm very impressed with what you've done. And
Thank you.
it kind of has opened my eyes because I'm, as old as I am, the same age as you, Alex, right? And for what, 10, 15 years, all we've heard is people crap on the younger generation about how all they do is, they're influencers and they don't work and they don't have a work ethic. But at the time we interviewed you, you had 3 jobs, I think,
I did. Yeah.
and still have your side business and was just a consistent grinder. And so you opened my eyes to that a little bit. And then since then, what I've been really impressed with is you starting your career in mortgage as a loan officer. Our jobs are to reach out to potential referral partners like real estate agents. That's going to be the majority of where our business comes from. And you've kind of amassed a smaller group of similar in age real estate agents that all seem to have a similar work ethic to you. So it's
Right.
like completely blown the whole perspective that the younger generation doesn't work just based on this sample size of people that I'm seeing out there grinding.
Yeah, I think that you kind of attract what you put out there. If you attract that whenever you sit down with somebody across the table, I think for me, I can see when somebody's going to be a hard worker or not based off of how they talk about their day-to-day life and what they do. And I've gotten to meet a bunch of people that are in the same shoes as me, but I've also seen the flip side of it at this point where I feel like I've also met a ton of people that don't want to necessarily work as hard quite yet. But I think if you're desperate enough for something, you're going to work really hard for it. If you want to get out of the place that you're in, you're going to work for it. And the group of people that I'm around are the same way right now. They're like, we don't want to live in our mom's basement. Like one day, like we want to work hard and be successful. So, yeah, it's really been cool.
Like there's an old adage that I'm sure people have heard, but it's kind of cheesy, but it's like some guy was looking for a mentor, talked to his mentor. He's like, cool, if you want me to teach you how to be successful, meet me tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Come out to the pond. And he's like, all right, come knee deep. And the guy's like, okay, this guy's kind of nuts. What are we doing here? And so he stays knee deep. And he's like, okay, come out further, come out further, come out further. And finally he gets to the point where we're to the point where he can't breathe anymore. And his mentor holds him under the water. Like the guy's about to drown, finally lets him up. He's like, if you want success as bad as you wanted to breathe is when you will be successful. So you saying that if you hate your circumstances enough, or if you want something bad enough, you're going to end up working for it. It was mind blowing to me seeing that group of people and how into their careers they were at such an early age. And I guess that's probably a little bit from my own personal experience where I was not that way. I mean, I was not that much of a hardworking person until I was maybe 30. So I had 10 years of my 20s where I just enjoyed life like a lot of 20-year-olds do.
Yeah.
Until you were over your circumstances, until you were like, okay, now I'm a big kid. I need to go work really hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? It comes earlier for some people. Like it just so happened that my life blew up and I had to get out of it. And for some people, it lasts for longer and you don't have to get out of it till later. And that's cool too. You get to go be a college kid and live life. But I just didn't get to do that.
A lot of mortgage people came from tough backgrounds.
Yeah.
A lot of successful people in general, I think. Like we as a society like that story. Like you came from humble beginnings and you've achieved great things and all that. Like I wasn't that way. I had a great upbringing. So it's a different, and you were similar, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you a question about her. Have you, or really in general, have you ever seen a loan officer or someone come into the mortgage business that has just taken off and is doing all the right things and also being so professional about it as her? Like I've never ever seen it. She has 0 experience coming in, and you wouldn't know that by now.
No, the maturity level's
No.
high, and it is impressive. But
And she even makes me do reels and stuff. So,
I
so
do
she's
my
making me
best.
better.
I do my best.
have you actually done a reel?
I mean, when she tells me what to do.
He's been posting his selfies on the weekend. He's like at a workout class. He's like, she's at my workout class. I'm like, look at you. Good job. Round of
Baby
applause.
steps.
Yes.
See, and she's supportive.
Like, comment, share.
And she's holding you accountable, and she's supportive.
Look at
It's,
that.
it's incredible. All right,
So
so
great hire.
you and I's businesses differ a little bit. Like your average loan size is bigger than mine. Your clientele is a little bit different than mine. Tell me about your experience with that, how you got to that point. Like what have you done to grow your business to the point you have?
I think because we are, mine is slowly developing relationships over time. And I think even coming from a banking background, just having different relationships, and maybe that's why it's grown that way as far as the larger loan size. And once you have a loan from, I guess, a certain type of borrower, they kind of refer their friends and family, and it kind of stays in that avenue as far as the loan size. Um, and maybe that's where it's coming from. Just building it that way, just referral relationship, and those referrals keep growing off of each other. Um, I guess that's where it's coming from.
Well, you seem to
I also
connect well
love
with,
jumbo
with
loans. So
and you're good at them.
yeah, and some people do. I've heard loaners say I don't even want to touch them because they can be a little bit, um, more difficult as far as underwriting guidelines and just knowing the ins and outs of that. But I like more difficult. Um, it makes me, think more critically. So
Well, anybody that's watching this that's not in mortgage or real estate doesn't realize that like our job is to facilitate a smooth transaction for our client. And so when we're doing what would be our average size loan around here, it's not going to be what's considered a jumbo loan. And in the jumbo loan world, it's a stricter underwriting criteria.
mhm.
And a lot of people that are buying in that price point own their own businesses and submit tax returns that are sometimes tougher to decipher. And so there's a lot of people that A, don't have the skill set, B, don't have the ability to communicate at a level with a client that's like that, and then C, don't really understand what to anticipate in the loan process. But you've navigated that really well. Like I would say that's a really big skill set of yours that I'm learning from you about.
Well, and I think maybe even my initial job I wanted to do coming out was financial advising. So I think I still kind of have that mindset. So when I'm going talking to somebody, I'm not just thinking about that transaction. I'm thinking about like the whole financial piece, like how is this building their financial plan, if you will. So I think that does help me anticipate what may work better for them or different suggestions, to bring up. But also, like you said, I try to anticipate problems before they come up so that I can navigate through the more difficult scenario or the harsher guidelines or stricter guidelines.
Well, your clients love you and seem to refer you. So whatever you're doing is working. Continue, sir.
I think it's just trying to be, as straightforward and transparent, and let them know this is what I see and this is what we can do.
Mm.
So prior to recording, we were talking about different trends we were kind of seeing in the housing market. Maddie, I'll go back to you. You're brand new at this. So, and when you're new, a lot of times what you get are first time home buyers or newer agents, but that's not what you've seen coming into your business so far. So, but as far as trends that you're seeing either with your agents or with your clients, like what are you kind of seeing as a trend that we need to discuss right now?
Yeah, so I think for me it's a little bit different. It's not going to be about like my agents aren't complaining about the rates or the stock markets or their investment. Like they're not complaining to me about those sorts of things. They're complaining to me about how because of their age, there's a stigmatism with even their family members that their family members think that they need to go work with other agents, more experienced agents. They are walking into situations where they are continuing to follow up. They're doing all the right things. They're being there for their leads, and then they shop them and they go somewhere else because they hear even family members say, well, we thought we would want somebody with more experience. But then those same people are coming back and complaining to younger agent all their problems, and the younger agent saying, well, why aren't they doing this for you? Or why are they doing XYZ? And then even their own family members are going, oh, shoot, like I should have used you. Like they're scratching their head. So I'm seeing a lot of that right now. I'm seeing them being shopped and people not trusting and investing in them. And I think that will change the more people that do give them chances. I don't see that being a long-term thing because they are so hardworking and they are proving themselves. But that's what I'm seeing. A lot of this like gap between I don't want to work with you because of your age and okay, now how do I prove them wrong at that point?
I remember vividly the first friend that used me for a mortgage, and I was 5 years into my career. So I get that. Like
I do too.
And
I used
honestly,
to complain about that.
like, dude, don't you know I do mortgages?
Right.
I'm like, I'm your friend. Why are you not using me?
Yeah, it's even
Everybody I
worse.
know should use me.
Yeah,
Why
a
are
lot
you
of
not?
a lot of things that they say too is family members don't want to use me because they don't want me to know their financial situation. And it's like people just aren't educated on the fact that it's not your realtor that knows your financial situation, it's us. We take care of that and we have honor and loyalty. We're not going to go and spread your business
In
to
addition
other
to
people.
laws.
Yeah, in addition to laws that we're learning all about right now. I'm learning all about them right now too. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you just gotta, I just tell them, like, just keep grinding. One day you'll prove yourself and you won't have to
It's
anymore.
funny. I had a friend tell me that one time he didn't want me to know his financial information, and I had to explain, like, you don't understand. Like, we do a good amount of business. I talk to 200 people a month. Like,
Like, I don't remember what you made
all I
at
know
the end
is
of the
if
day.
it says approved or not. If
Right,
it does,
yeah.
then we're in good shape. I don't remember what you spend. I'm not looking at your bank account to
Yeah.
see what you buy. I don't care at all.
Right.
I care that I can facilitate you purchasing a home that's going to further your family's interests.
Yeah, and
Right.
because we do have that relationship, I'm just going to be there for you that much more at that point. I'm going to care about your loan getting through
pressure's
that
on.
much more. Yeah, like, I don't want to mess this up. I know you. That would be awkward the
absolutely.
next time I see you at Publix and I just messed up your loan. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So there's a different level of care even at that point too.
I always tell people, from a sales perspective, you've got to sell what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you're experienced, sell your experienced. If you're new, sell the fact that you're new. And if you aren't on a team, that you've got the team's experience behind you. But
Right.
like, I don't have 100 clients. Like, for you or for your agents that you're talking about, I don't have 50 clients out there that I'm supporting right now and trying to facilitate. You're my focus.
Yep, you're my
So
motor.
you're going to get my team's experience plus my dedication,
Yeah.
plus the pressure of the fact that I have a relationship with you and I can't let this go bad.
Right.
I honestly think it's a good sales pitch from a newer agent.
That's the number one thing that I tell them to, like, just be honest and real about also how you're doing in your business at that point. You're not going to be the number one agent right now. I'm not the number one loan officer right now. That's okay. But like you were just saying, that just means I have that much more time for you. And a lot of them are a part of other teams or brokerages that do have people that have their back. Like, that's what I sell to my agents is my boss, Brian, I've been on his team. He's been doing loans for forever. He's a top producer. And I hype our team up. And like, then we have Cassie, who's been on for 10 years. So use the people that you're learning from around you. Don't be scared to say, like, hey, I don't know it all right now, but I have people that know a lot more than me. And I'm excited to be on their team. And now you get to experience all these great people too, because I'm not the number one person.
Let's ease up on the forever part. I haven't been doing this for forever.
For forever.
I'm still a
mean,
spring chicken.
For
Starting-
as long
starting to
as
feel
I
like
have
it.
been alive, you have been
getting there.
doing
We're
doing
getting there.
mortgages.
But see, wise beyond her years. Like, that's,
Oh, thanks.
I think it's amazing. She's going to be so good. It's so good.
Y'all are so sweet. Thank you. Well, I'm learning from
We got to keep her humble, Alex.
Yeah, right. Please. Yeah.
I
Oh,
think you
trust.
do
He
that
does.
enough.
He does keep me humble. Whenever he tells me I'm doing a good job, I'm like, screenshot it, write it down, print it out, put it by my desk. You're getting better though. You tell me more often
Well, you're doing a good job.
when it
more often.
matters. Thank you.
You
I
were
know there's
talking.
tough love there.
Yeah, there is.
You were talking about first-time home buyers and seeing some trends with regards to that. Tell me what you were saying there.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing there is obviously because the younger generation and the more access to information, it's less loyalty to seemingly to relationships and service and the long-term plan. It's just what is the lowest rate, and so they just search around to find the lowest rate. Where I even see sometimes they see the lowest rate maybe offered online or told it, then they get in the process, and that's not really the rate. It's kind of if you have this scenario like paying points or certain amount of down payment, and so it's having a lot more conversations around that, so that they see the whole picture, not just surface level information.
Yeah, it's weird because I have said this probably on a podcast before, and I talk about it often. Like, rate is really important, and it's something that you want to try to get a good rate. I mean, you don't want the highest rate in most situations, but I always kind of describe it as rate being important, but the third most important thing in a purchase transaction. Now, when it comes to refinances, that might be a little bit different. It's probably the second most important thing. But in a purchase transaction, like, you're under contract. You have an end date. Like, if you don't facilitate that closing date, if you don't perform on your contract, you are at risk of losing the home that you guys were intending on buying. So, in my opinion, finding a lender that is known for and has a reputation for closing on time and closing smoothly so there's a good experience is the first most important thing. The second most important thing would be the overall strategy and structure of the loan. And feel free to jump in if you guys disagree, but I think that's important because, to your point, a lot of times the lowest rate comes with the most fees. And so are you going to be in that loan for a long period of time? Are you going to be in that house for a long period of time? A lot of times, an eighth or a quarter% increase on the rate could save you thousands of dollars in fees. And if you're not going to be in that house for 10 years, you're probably not going to break even on the money you're paying in order to save $50 a month.
Right.
Or refinancing too.
And
Yeah.
most people are going to end up refinancing if we assume what's going to happen with rates happens, right? We can't guarantee the rate
Yeah.
market, but and they're not trending in the right direction for us today. But this podcast will age well if rates do come down in the future, which we fully expect them to do, right? And so to your point, if you're not going to be in the loan for a long period of time, does it make sense to buy the rate down even further than the normal associated closing costs would already be? And a lot of times it doesn't. But buyers, and to your point, specifically first-time home buyers, are so trained on lowest rate, that they miss the forest for the trees,
Yep.
right?
Right.
And so how do you explain that to a first-time home buyer?
Uh, Depending on the scenario, but if I can go, a lot of times I say, where did you see that rate? I go look at the details and I break it down for them. I mean, from down payment to points to all the closing costs, and then I have them look at scenarios side by side and just say, which one would you prefer once I break it all down. And to your point, are you planning on refinancing? Is this your forever home? Which most time first time home buyer, no, it's not. Does it make sense to put this much money into it if you don't have to? Also minimizing down payment, closing costs, because what if you need to go in and do paint or floors or whatever else? Hold back some of that money. And again, then they start to see, okay, you're helping me again with the plan, not just get a loan.
I love that where you're talking about comparing different scenarios, because I think especially even when I was going to buy my house, you do have the older generation of your parents telling you, well, when I bought my house, my rate was XYZ. Well, okay, dad or mom, did you have 20% saved up? Did your parents give you money to buy this house? Were you able to have more money to put towards the house? So I think the different scenarios is so key, because even a lead the other day told me like, well, I heard that such and such got this better price because something to do with like their credit score or something like that. And I was like, well, we aren't there with you. So like, it's a different scenario. You're not going to get what your mom, dad, sister, cousin got. You're going to get what you're getting for your down payment, your store, your house. So I love the comparing scenarios.
And that's a great point to make too. I
Yeah.
have to say that sometimes every scenario is different. Their scenario isn't your scenario.
Well, not even considering the fact that rates move every single day like the stock market. So yeah, you got a quote a month ago for time dating purposes. Like we're 4 weeks into the Iran conflict and oil is over $100 a barrel and mortgage rates have gone up 5/8 of a point in 5 weeks at this point. So like if you got a quote 6 weeks ago at 5.99% when all the headlines came out, that's great. That is not the rate that you're getting offered today. So if they happen to lock in, that's really good for them. But and I tell people this all the time: when you're buying a house, you're just kind of at the mercy of whatever the market is at that point in time. But that's why you want a loan officer like Alex or Maddie or me or Travis, who's not here, that has the experience, that has the ability to help you time the refinance to take advantage of a rate drop when that happens. Like you're at the mercy. Like you have a familial need to purchase a home for whatever reason. Like you could be a first-time home buyer. You could be a job transfer. You could have found out that your family's having a child and you need more space. Like any number of things are reasons that real estate trades. So when that need arises, the market is what the market is,
Right.
right? That doesn't mean it's a good or bad time to buy a house. In fact, historically speaking, I would say that any time in history was a good time to buy a house, save maybe the last part of 2007.
Yeah.
Because then you were stuck for a little while. But even then, values are significantly higher than the peak right before. So if you were in the house for long enough, you ended up making a good investment. And so like that's the level of conversation that we try to have with clients, is that like we're not just thinking about the next 30 days while you're buying this house. We're thinking about the next 25 years of your life. And we're going to try to set you up for success beyond this one transaction. And then and I call realtors out for this all the time, but what most realtors and most loan officers really suck at is keeping in touch with their past clients. But that's why we have systems in place to help us with that. And then we have genuine relationships with people. And I think that gets undervalued in today's market.
Yeah, for sure. We tell clients all the time, even now on our team, whenever they do get upset that their rate's a little bit higher than somewhere else, like it's like, okay, hey, but we're going to follow up with you. Like your name is on our radar for when they do get better. Are you going to go somewhere else and get that? I don't know, maybe, but you know for sure here that you're going to take it. So get a little bit of the higher rate and then do what you can to refi in a few months and have somebody on your side that cares about you. Because if your loan doesn't close, you're not going to have a rate to worry about anyway. So, I mean,
That'll be a one-liner that we put in one of the shirts, I'm sure.
yeah.
But it's true. And then we also practice what we preach. Like I have a cadence. Most salespeople in general, specifically most loan officers, they'll say they're going to keep a relationship with their client long term. We actually put that into practice. I call the day after closing to make sure there wasn't any issues.
Right.
We have a team call 7 days after just to confirm there wasn't any issues and see if they need anything.
Yep.
We call it 30 days to make sure if they bought a primary residence in our state, you have to apply for your primary residency to get the tax break. Make sure they've done that. We call every couple months after that just to touch base. Like we have a system in place to make sure that relationship is maintained and functions at a high level. And part of that may be there's an opportunity to refinance. But the majority of it is we care about you and we want to make sure that you know that.
It's cool now because I've seen it firsthand start to happen. I was talking to Brad about this the other day. Whenever I started, we had gotten started on purchases and things like that. I got to learn the back end of it. Now, looking forward 10 months, we've done several of people that we just closed 10 months ago's refis. If not them, their family members, their sisters, their brothers, their cousins. So it's true. Like you don't just say that, it actually happens, and I'm starting to see it happen. Everything's coming full circle. It's cool to see that.
Now you'll be able to truly speak on that. And
Right.
as we talked about, real life stories helps other people you're working with understand and believe you more. It's not just, I'm making this up because it sounds good. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's like you said, we practice what we preach.
Right. Yeah. I think that a lot, like you guys have been hyping me up today saying like, Matt, you're doing such a good job. How are you, like, who asked me, you're working so hard, you're doing all this, like, how are you learning to do that? Well, I took a bunch of people that are doing really well. I just got surrounded by a bunch of people that are doing really well. And everything that they tell me to do, I just go and do it. Like, you just have to get up and go and do it. If you're willing to do that when you're already surrounded by success, it makes like my life a lot easier to learn from. And so I've gotten super blessed in that way because I have people that care about budgeting and if I have a 401k or not, or like, I don't care about a 401k at 21 years old, but
Yes, you
someone
do.
successful
That's
that
the
I know
perfect
is
time to
telling
do
me
it.
to get a 401k.
If you work
So
for
like,
me, you do.
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Like he literally didn't give me a choice. So I think that the way you did it was way more difficult than the way that I'm going to do it. I'm literally just copying what you already do.
I joined a coaching group 3 years ago. You're now a part of that coaching group. You get the benefit of it. Surrounding yourself with successful people is the way to go.
Yep.
So if I'm giving advice to anybody that's 20 or 21 years old
Right.
wanting to be a mortgage person or a real estate agent or somebody, go find the most successful one that's willing to spend time with you and soak up every piece of knowledge that they can give you.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have any level of success without going through the tough stuff, but I'm performing at a pretty high level right now, and it's as a result of surrendering to a process and the accountability that comes with coaching. So I would highly suggest anybody. I'm a big believer in getting coached. I don't think anybody can do it on their own. I learned that the hard way, and I would suggest somebody either get into coaching or find a mentor that's willing to coach you.
Right. For sure.
I agree.
Surround yourself with good people.
And surrounding yourself.
Yeah.
I just had a newer loan officer we have here talking to a newer real estate agent, and he said, what is one thing you would say to a new real estate agent? And I said, find good real estate agents, surround yourself with them, and pick their brains. Kind of what you said. Just find out what they do. You don't have to do everything they do, but pick things from it. But if you surround yourself with successful people, you'll be successful.
I mean, they say you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So why wouldn't you choose those people to be more successful to you so you can increase your average,
Yeah.
right? To me, it just makes a lot of sense. And guys, that's all the time we've got. So I wanted to say thank you to both of you guys for spending the time with me. I enjoyed the conversation. I hope you guys did as well. And that is going to wrap up episode 15 of the Closing Time Podcast.
Travis, we missed you.
Travis, we missed you.
We missed you.
Sort of.